on with it. To us. So we are coming with a force. Yeah. Blessings they are reap and we coursing on full. Oh, in a rise on board. Yeah, we give thanks like we need it the most. We have to give thanks like we really supposed to be thankful. Blessings all coming like one. But thank God for the journey, the earnings, the us to the plus. Yeah. Gratitude is a must. Yeah. Blessings fall on our right hand. What's a toast to the friends that take off the big road one time? Sit down in a class and we pour them. Only see the road and we go on with the road.
Looking for ways to improve your health? Look no further. Visit www.shayrenee.net, where we provide healing beyond the prescription pad. We have hand-blended teas and herbs that are going to provide you with ultimate immune health, cold-pressed juices, as well as sea moss gels that are going to provide you with your daily vitamins and nutrients in just 2 tablespoons. Shop www.shayrenee.net and receive free shipping on all orders over $75. Don't wait, because a healthy life is ahead. What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Shay Renee, and we are back to talk about Toya and Reginae, Season 1, Secrets and Games, okay? Now, can I tell y'all something? This episode, Red really tried it with this ring, and Reginae, girl, you ain't fooling none of us. You are running down to the LA to run behind Armand. But let's just get into it, y'all. Toya is representing her products for Wait No More and Bedheads at the Strength of a Woman event. She's meeting people, smiling for the gram, shaking hands and kissing babies, you know, doing all the networking things that you got to do as a businesswoman. Toya's still heavy-hearted anyway about the shocking news that Reginae was actually going to move to LA. She's feeling some kind of way because she's never really been separated from Reginae. And for her to just up and choose to do this is kind of like, you know, something to get used to. And I get it. As a mom, I really don't know how I would react if my son was going to move away somewhere and I'm used to being able to just hop in the car and go see him whenever I feel like it. So she's trying to adjust, and working at this event is really helping her to get through it. So as she's heavy-hearted about the situation, a lady actually comes over to her to talk to her about how she's been telling her daughter about putting everything on social media. And she actually thanked Toya for commenting about it and talking to Reginae about it. I guess they must have put it on the internet that Toya had talked to Reginae about putting stuff on the internet. I know they talked about it on the show, but I didn't really see where Toya had put it on the internet. I don't know if this is a stand-in, this woman coming over here talking to Toya. But, yeah, she came over and talked to Toya about the whole situation, saying that it really helped her as well with her daughter. And she's hoping that these kids learn to just stop putting everything on the internet, which I agree. One thing I always say, and I talk to my husband and my friends about this all the time, like, I am so glad that I got to live my life somewhat in private at this point. I can't imagine being able to go back on the internet and see all the stuff that I did freaking 10, 15 years ago. Like, well, 20 years ago at this point. I probably can see all the things I did 10 years ago. But like every single thing on the internet, it's like you're not allowed to make any mistakes nowadays. You know, people judge you on opinions and thoughts and things that you might have done 10 years ago, which everybody is always supposed to be elevating and evolving. But it's like the internet makes you stagnant. And I just think that it's important for us as parents to make sure that our kids understand the stigma that comes behind putting everything on the internet. And it's good to actually learn how to communicate with human beings. Like, have conversations with the people that you care about. Don't just put everything on the doggone internet. But, you know, these kids got to live and they learn, I guess, child. Hopefully it ain't to their detriment. But that's what we all pray for as parents anyway. But moving on. Reginae is in LA to see her dad perform and stalk Armand, in my opinion. But anyway, her friends Baha, I've been calling the girl Baha. Her name is Beja, okay? Beja Zanique, which as we know is Tiny and Tiny's daughter, Ti's stepdaughter. She's there, and her friend Brianna. And they're all hanging out with her in LA, going to one of Lil Wayne's shows. She tells them about her telling her mom she wants to actually move to LA for good, and how her mom got really sad. And she was like, Reginae was like, listen, I done did ATL. It's time to do LA. Like, I'm ready to move on. I'm ready to do something different, ready to turn up. Like, I just want to do something different with my life. And I get it. You know, when you're young and you're in love and you trying out new things, you think you know every daggone thing. You just want to, go and explore life. Now, I really feel like Reginae is doing this because she knows that Armand is moving to LA. And I think that she thinks being closer to him is going to help them to get their relationship together. Which I'm like, girl, whatever problems you got in ATL, it's going to be the same daggone problems that your tail have in LA. But moving on, back in ATL, Red sets up a romantic event that he's put together for him and Toya. They go get massages together. They have a private chef to make them dinner. And, Toya, I really love the fact that Red dotes upon her like this. This is really, really cute. It's really, really nice, all the things that he does. And it looks like he always puts thought into the things that he does for her. Like, it's really, really nice to see a man that pays attention to their woman and knows, she say it's like he knows exactly when she needs something to be like a stress reliever for her. And when everything just seems like it's weighing her down, he always does something to surprise her to get her back on track, which kudos to you, Red, for doing that. But you better find a damn wedding ring. But we're going to get into that. So Toya talks about couples game night as they finish getting their massages and whatnot. So they got massaged. Now they're sitting down with the private chef to eat dinner. And Toya says she wants to have everybody over for couples game night. She says that she wants to invite Lena and RL from Next. If y'all know who the group Next is, that means you just as old as me. And she says she was going to invite Armand and Nay, but they broke up. And Red says, what about Casey and his girl? So Toya was like, maybe not, because I need to get on track with Casey. I done talked to Beatty. I talked to my mama. Now I got to talk to Casey because I need him to understand that this level of disrespect is going to have to stop. Like, we can't continue to move in our relationship the way that we have. And I'm just going to have to put him on permanent pause if he don't learn how to properly communicate with me, because I'm not going to continue to accept that. And I get it, Toya. Like, you shouldn't have to accept your little brother being disrespectful to you. Like, he has to learn how to control his emotions, which we're going to talk about that when we get to the segment where her and Casey actually sit down. So then, Toya says, then Red says tells Toya that he actually wants to have another baby so Rain can have a playmate. And Toya is like, are you serious? You really want to have another baby? And Red says, well, just think about it. And Toya is like, I don't think this is the right time because we're always busy. We're always doing stuff with the business. We're always constantly on the go. And I'm like, y'all only have one small child. And you sending the baby over to Danielle's house. Like, at one point in the episode, she was picking Rain up from Danielle's house. Like, Toya and Red don't seem to have a whole lot of time to be committing to Rain, more or less to have another daggone baby. Like, it's a lot. So Toya says, I think about it. Then Toya tells him, close your eyes, put your hands up, cover your eyes with your hands. And she says, okay, put them down. What's missing? She did that so that she could see that he don't got his daggone wedding ring on his hand. And so Toya's like, what's up with the wedding ring, sir? Like, I done told you now. I'm tired of telling you about this wedding ring. Now, look at here, men. Now, y'all, it seems like a lot of y'all, because my husband tried to play that little game when we first got married. Talking about something, I don't like to wear jewelry. Can I just wear it around my neck on a string? I said, I know you fucking lying. You are not about to wear nothing. You going to wear my hands around your neck. That's what you going to wear. You going to put this daggone ring on. Because at the end of the day, it's pretty disrespectful to not wear your ring in public. Like, yes, Red kept on talking about something. The world knows I love you. You know, the world knows that we together and that you my wife. Okay, well, if the world knows, then it shouldn't be a problem for you to make sure that the world is clear and concise that we're still married, and you should put your daggone ring on. Period. Like, I think that it's ridiculous that we just have to keep on having this conversation. If you propose to a woman, you want to be married to somebody, go ahead and commit to the whole process. Like, why do y'all not want to wear the ring? Y'all can wear these big old dumb chains and stuff like that. You can wear these pinky rings that look dumb, but you can't wear a wedding ring. It's given, I still want to see if I still got it. Like, put your ring on and stop playing with her. Moving on, he tries to justify not wearing it and tells her he went to the gym and, he had just come from the gym. That's why he didn't have it on and this, that, and the third. And so then, she lets it go. They end up getting dessert and they're sitting down to eat the dessert together. And she's like, you want me to feed you? So then he's like sweet talking her. And then he picks her up and takes her upstairs so they can go have a little rump session. Okay. And they basically going upstairs to hunch. So moving on. Red is at the golf course with Danielle's husband, Dewan. And Red tells Dewan that he lost his wedding ring. And Toya is badgering him about it. And he don't know how to tell her. So Dewan says, just tell her straight up. And Red says he don't want to tell her. He just wants to get another ring and start wearing it. So then Dewan calls Danielle. And Dewan says he told Red to just replace the ring and don't tell Toya. And, what should she do? And Danielle was like, hell no, don't you do that. She said, have you done that? She asked Dewan if he ever did that since he given this bad advice. So he was like, hell no, I ain't never did that. And Dewan was like, yeah, I wear my ring, but I wear it just on date nights and whatnot. Basically, Dewan out here not wearing his wedding ring either, only when they together. I'm like, why you gotta wear it when we together? It's more important when we not together. Wear the damn ring all the time, men. Y'all be pissing me off. But moving on. And yeah, I'm taking it personal, y'all. Abso-freaking-lutely. So Danielle tells Red, you better tell her that you lost that daggone ring. And you better go get you another one. Here's what you do. You go buy another ring. And you tell her, listen, it's en route. I bought another ring. But my bad, I lost it. Please forgive me. And just move on. She said, because if you just get another ring and just don't tell her that you lost it. And you've been telling all these lies and making up stuff. She gonna be mad. And I would be mad too. Because it's like, you've been playing with me all this time. Like, get yourself together. So then Red tells Dewan he wants another kid. After Danielle hangs up, Red begins to talk to Dewan about having how he wants to have another kid and how Rain needs company. And Toya says not right now. And Dewan says typically that means not ever. Then he says, y'all crazy. We getting too old to be having any more kids. And Red says, yeah, I get it that, we're getting older or whatever, but I just want to go ahead and get it out the way if we're going to do it. And I get it. Like, here's my thing. Having more children, that sounds great and all, but when you get older and you have a lot more going on, you can't be running around with your kids the way that you did before. Like, these kids get even more and more rambunctious, and they can sit with a tablet, but for so long, and you really don't want them to be sitting with the doggone tablet. You want them to get around and have fun. And, you want them to have a sibling or somebody to play with. But if you wait too late, now it's just you got to take another route. Now you need to have more visits with cousins and family members that, have kids, or put them in more activities, those types of things. Because as parents, like, I'm 38 and I had my son when I was 31. So my son is 7 years old. Like, it's a lot running around with him or whatever. And then just thinking about having another kid. Now, if I get pregnant now and have another kid, my kids will be 8 years apart. Like, he would just, like, the baby would just be a baby. Like, he wouldn't really have a real playmate at this point. So it's like, now it would be basically raising two only children. And they will probably only get close when they're grown. You get what I'm saying? Like when they're like in their 20s or whatever, then maybe they'll become closer. And I guess it's better to have a sibling, like if anything happens to your parents, and we will be older at that point. So I don't know, y'all. This is just me talking it out in this video. Let's get back to the show. So comment down below. Do y'all think I should have another kid? I might do it. I don't know. Let's see. Moving on. Toya, in the next scene, Toya, Reginae, and Rain go to a dessert place, decorating cakes. Toya says she's emotional about Reginae moving, and she wants her to think about, staying and whether she really wants to move. But if she wants to move, Toya's okay with it. She's like, listen, I love you. It's nice having you close by, but you know what? I understand that you're an adult and you got to make your own decisions. But it's kind of like I'm sad, but I'm happy for you at the same time because I want you to do what's best for you. And then Toya asks Rain, she's like, Rain, are you going to be sad that Reginae is that Nay is moving? And Rain says, yeah, she is going to be sad. And Reginae said, Mommy cried because I was moving. And Reginae kept looking at Rain like Rain was going to be sad. Let me tell you something. That little girl, Rain is something. That is a grown lady in a little girl's body. Like has probably seen so much. Especially with Toya talking about she be crying when she picks Rain up from school, like basically talking to a 5-year-old about the world's problems that are going on within her. It's like, girl, okay, not making this baby Dr. Ruth at daggone 5, child. But moving on. Toya says she just wants to make sure that Reginae is not making a hasty decision, and she's really thought this out. So Reginae says she's ready to go and experience some change. She's been wanting to move for a while, and, it's just time for her to go and do what's best for her. And I get it. Listen, I for one, am all about trying new things and making discoveries about yourself. But at the end of the day, like, you moving all the way to LA with no plan. Like, what are you going to do to make money for yourself? Like, she says that she's going because she wants to experience, she wants to get more acting jobs, and she really wants to do her thing that way, trying to really discover her career as a thespian, I guess. But I'm just like, girl, are you really doing this? And you could do that in Atlanta. Hell, you can go on right on to Tyler Perry Studios. I'm sure he'll put you in a show. But hey, you know what? You like it, I love it, child. I'd have believed her more if she said she was going out there to build a better relationship with her daddy. But hey, that's another story. But moving on, in the next scene, Beatty is hanging out with her boyfriend, Ricky. They were playing a game of cornhole, and then they sat down to eat some crawfish. They talk about accepting each other for who they are, and Ricky asks if she's over Mel. So Beatty says, she does think about Mel from time to time, but she's happy and moving on. And I'm happy for Beatty because that girl Mel was very toxic. I think that Mel just kind of represented Beatty discovering parts of herself that she kind of suppressed. I feel like Beatty does like women. I think that she is attracted to women. I think she suppressed it for a long time because she didn't think that her family would accept it. But now, that she knows that her family is always got her back, and they support her in whatever she wants to do. It's not that she is messing with a woman. It was that she was messing with that woman. So hopefully Beatty can really figure it out, and she's not pushing herself to, be in a relationship with a man if that's not really what's making her happy. But I think that with Ricky understanding her, that maybe they can, they'll get along. But I don't know how long this relationship with Ricky gonna last, because the chemistry, I don't know if the chemistry is necessarily there with them, but hey, we're going to see as time goes on. But moving on, Beatty says that her sister Toya is having a couple's game night, and she's kind of nervous, but she wants him to come. And he says, she said, are you going to be nervous to come around my family? And he says he isn't nervous. He's just interested to see how she going to act around her family with him around. And I'm like, why would she act any different? Like, this is her family. Like, she know how they gonna act. It's up to you to figure out if you can cope with being around them and fit into the mold. But we'll see. Moving on. Danielle, Toya's best friend, is babysitting Rain, and Toya comes to pick her up. So Jaden and Rain are making marshmallows, but they send them, Toya and Danielle send them away so that they can have a talk. Because Toya had just gotten off the phone. Actually, no, she didn't. Yeah, Toya had just gotten off the phone with Casey. She was setting up a time to go and meet with him to talk to him because she's like, listen, I don't know if I'm going to be inviting him to this couple's game night, but I do want to have a conversation with my brother to let him know that we need to move on from all this foolishness. So Toya tells Danielle that Red laid out this whole romantic night and they had a really good time and he really, really did his big one. Like, this was something that she really, really needed. And she said at the end of the night, he asked her about having a daggone baby. And Danielle said, what you say? And Toya said she doesn't think it's a good time because they have too much going on. And in her confessional, she said the real reason is she's having some health issues, but she doesn't want to tell anyone yet. And I'm like, Lord, please, I hope it ain't nothing real crazy that's, life-threatening or an autoimmune disease or anything like that. Hopefully it's something that she can, fix fairly quickly and something that's not going to affect her for the long run. But I get it. The woman's body is a very tricky thing. And, we are bred to think that, hey, you're a woman, you can have children whenever you want. Like, you can do, this is what your body is made to do. And when your body shows you otherwise, that you're having some issues or there's some changes going on in your body, it can really be discouraging. Like, as a woman, it is very, very discouraging how complicated our bodies are. And trust me. But moving on. Danielle, then Toya says Toya says, well, she should have he should have at least told me it's not a joke. Wait a minute. Then they talk about Red and his ring. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. Let me catch up. So Toya don't want to tell anybody about her health issues. Then they talk about Red and his ring. And she said he just keeps brushing her off like, oh, I lost it. I took it off. I went to the gym, this, that, and the third. And she's like, she's getting tired of hearing that. And Danielle says, what if he lost it? Knowing good and daggone well, she know he lost it. But I guess she's kind of gauging Toya to see what Toya going to say. So Toya says, well, he should have at least told me if he lost it, because at this point, it's not a joke. It's not funny to me. And I'm really getting sick and tired of him telling me that he don't have his ring. So then Toya says she tells Danielle that, despite Red losing his ring, she's gone down the line talking to her family about her issues and whatnot and how she wants to move on. She says she's talked to Beatty. She's talked to her mom about her health issues. She's talked to Beatty about how they want to get their relationship back on track. Now she wants to talk to Casey to iron things out with him. And she says she's getting him a studio session to show her support for his music career and to let him know, she's there for him, and that way she can tell him and have the conversation she wants to have in his element. So hopefully he won't blow up. So Danielle says she thinks this is going to backfire because Casey is not mature enough to move on and pretty much have these adult conversations. And I get it because, Casey is really living in a woe is me state of mind. And it's like, sir, you need to grow up. You are a grown man. You went to jail. You did what you did to get yourself in jail. That has nothing to do with your family, and nobody owes you anything. It's just really crazy how much he really thinks that his family owes him something. And then by you sitting up here talking trash to people, that's not going to make your life any better. But in the next scene, this is where she has the conversation with Casey. So we'll get deeper into my thoughts on that. So Toya meets up with Casey, and she's late. When she gets there, he talks about like, dad, girl, where the hell you been? You been it's been an hour. Like, you like an hour daggone late. So she gets there. They go inside. He has no idea where they're at. He doesn't know what they're doing. And he sees that it's a surprise and it's a studio session. And Tyler, which is a producer that he knows, was in there. And he was really, really excited to see this person. So this guy must be a really, really good producer. So he records the song he wants to do, and Toya thinks the song is amazing. And she really, really likes it. And she says this is the song that apparently Casey feels like Drake should be on. That's how great the song is. So Toya like, I don't know about me doing all that, but okay, just enjoy the little studio session and get on. So then Toya and Casey sit down. She says, listen, I'm going to let you enjoy the rest of your session, but I want to sit down and rap to you for a little bit. So Toya and Casey sit down to have a conversation, and she says she likes the song. And, you know, his music sounds like it's his therapy. So Toya said, you need to express yourself with music, not by attacking your loved ones. She said, I know you get frustrated because your music isn't popping right away, but you can't put it on others to be responsible for opening doors for you and expect us to do everything for you. So I have to block you when you're doing too damn much, because for her, she has to protect her mental space. She has a family that she has to care for. She got a husband. She got her own daggone children to raise. Like, she can't be letting her brother corrupt her emotional and mental health. And he has to understand, yes, while you're going through things, so is Toya. And, you know, Toya was like, nobody really said, you know, I don't owe you anything. So Casey says, well, I have problems going on. You think I'm not going to go off on you? First of all, the nerve of you to think that you're entitled to go off on somebody because you're having a bad day. I know you fucking lying. Go get a therapist, sir. That don't have nothing to do with your family. And I just can't believe that he is a grown man sitting up here acting like this. And this is the stance that he's taking on the way that he treats his family. It's absolutely ridiculous. You did the crime, so you do the time. Period. What you did to get yourself in jail, that has nothing to do with your family. Nothing. You were not doing a bid for somebody. You decided to do what you did. So you can't sit up there and go off on your family members because he said, you know, I feel like y'all just kept moving with time and time is passing me by like I feel like I'm behind. Well, whose fucking fault is that, sir? That's your fault that you're behind. You could have been out of jail doing and progressing like everybody else. But you decided to go and commit a crime to get yourself in prison. So that don't have nothing to do with nobody else. And just because Toya was at one point married to a well-known rapper and she has connections in the industry, that doesn't mean that you're entitled to them. You got to do what you got to do to get the work done on your own. So all the work that you didn't do, that means you need to work triple time. And guess what? I feel like when you get it done on your own, your success is ever so much more sweeter. And people don't realize that. Entitled people just don't get it. So moving on, Casey says, it's hard for you to understand me, but when your life is at a standstill, you just stop. But y'all life ahead and moving, so it's like we don't know each other anymore. And Toya says she just knows she can't save the world. She is pouring from an empty cup. And she says, who's looking out for me? Like, y'all don't never check on me. I'm always checking on y'all, making sure y'all good or whatever. But who checks on me to see how I'm feeling, how I'm doing? Who can I lean on when I need something? She's like, you know, I have my own family to cater to, my own, you know, immediate family to cater to. And I just can't keep on just doing doing for y'all. And I'm pouring from an empty cup. It's stressing her out. And, you know, Casey says that he appreciates his sister and he doesn't want her to feel like that. You know, she says basically if it disrupts her peace, she ain't dealing with it no more. And if he does it again, she gonna block him again. And, you know, she's got to stop the evil cycle of behavior at some point. And he's got to stop thinking that everybody owes him. And Casey says that, you know, he's not that person anymore. And he understands that he can't put that on her. She tells him to finish his studio time and tells him she loves him and go, you know, get that hit. In the confessional, she says she's just going to wait and see what time tells about this whole situation with Casey. But again, if he screws the pooch, she going to put him on ice. So in the last scene, Toya and Red's friends show up. And of course, amongst the friend group is Kirk and Rashida. I'm like, well, where is Candy Burris and Todd Tucker? I wonder if Candy still hang out with Toya and if she went to her wedding. But that's just a side note. Moving on. Beatty and Ricky, her boyfriend, show up, as well as Dewan and Danielle. Toya arrives late, but everyone gathered around Nurse Keisha, and she's offering a Quiet Storm sexual chocolate enhancement drip. I'm like, okay, what the heck is going on here? And what is this drip about to do? Is it about to make the woman drip? Is it about to make the man last longer? I needs to know about this drip. I needs to know more info, okay? So, in addition to the drip offering, they also play a game asking questions to open up conversation about the couples. First question they ask is, how long does good sex last? Ricky said 45 minutes. I said, I know you lying, Ricky. Ricky, you know good and daggone well. I know you young and everything, but you ain't lasting for no daggone 45 minutes. Rashida said, no. Because what we not about to do is be doing it that long. She said a good 12 to 15 minutes, that does about it good. Okay, that's all we needs. So Danielle asked Beatty a question and Ricky, and says if Ricky can have, asked Beatty and Ricky if Ricky can have a girl since Beatty had a girl. And Ricky says if she wants a side, that's cool as long as he gets to watch. I'm like, what is it with men wanting to see women do together? Like, I don't know. I mean, I would think that he would be jealous at this point. Like, I wouldn't want to see my man doing nothing with nobody else. And I just wouldn't want to see my spouse getting intimate with nobody. That's just me. But moving on, you know, these millennials, chat. I mean, these, what do they call them now? This technology age of people. They do what they wants to do. They special. But moving on, Beatty says she feels like Ricky understands her. So their relationship, they have a mutual respect for each other that helps them to work. So Toya's friend Rick and Drea Nicole are there, and they ask if anyone else would share their mate. And Dewan says, this my woman, I ain't sharing. SHI. Okay. So Dewan was real loud with it. He was like, because what you're not ever going to do is touch my woman. Okay. I'm going to wear my ring. Ain't nobody going to mess with my lady. And no, boo and bye to any potential suitors that thought you had it. Okay. So then they ask, Red says if it's okay, Red says he don't mind, you know, he'll do it. And Toya says, you want to share me? And Red says, you know, well, it's on my bucket list. Every man wants to have a threesome. Like, you know, anybody that says they don't, they lying. I'm like, Red, everybody don't wants to share their woman, sir. And you need to find your daggone ring. That's what you need to do. You need to focus on one thing at a time. And Red would go crazy if Toya says she wanted another man. Please. So moving on, Dre and Nicole asked, how would you feel if your spouse doesn't wear their wedding ring? That was one of the questions. Toya put that in there just to try to get a reaction out of Red. So Toya says, I don't like it at all. And she says, if you're married and especially newly married, you should always wear it because it symbolizes something special. And Red says, I mean, it's whatever fits you. And I mean, Toya ain't tripping. She knows how much I love her. Red got to stop that because clearly Toya is tripping. Toya is not happy with him not wearing this daggone ring. And he keeps on acting like, you know, it's just all good in the hood. And if he says that it's cool, then it'll be cool. Because, like, if you speak it into existence, it's got to happen, right? I'm like, sir, fine, just tell this lady that you done lost your ring. Because she about to lose her mind over you. So then Danielle says, Red says, I mean, if it's whatever fits you. I mean, Toya ain't tripping. She knows how much I love her. And Danielle says, let me see your finger, Red. And Red says, I just came from the gym. I'm like, Red, okay, at least come up with another excuse, sir. You keep on saying the same old lie over and over again. And it's not working. Toya ain't believed you the last 10,000 times you done said it. And you've been saying this for 3 months. It's like, how long you gonna drag your feet? And how long do you think that how long, Tommy? How long do you really think that she was going to think this was okay? So Toya says that excuse has run out. Where is it? And she was like, I'm not playing these games no more. And Toya gets up and walks off. She is pissed. She's like, where's the ring at? And that was the end. Child, Toya is not playing with Red. Red better go on and put it on order. Hell, you better get you a similar one from Amazon at this point, honey, and get it on the Prime because Toya is not playing with your behind today. But anyway, thank y'all for watching. Please, please, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with anybody else that's watching this show too. And I will see you in the next video. Peace out.